Good morning, class. This is our chapter number 8, and today we are going to learn about how do organisms reproduce. Okay? So, before we discuss the mechanism by which organisms reproduce, let us ask a more basic question. Okay? First is, how do organisms reproduce? Okay, after all, reproduction is not necessary to maintain the life of an individual organisms. Unlike the essential life process such as nutrition, respiration or excretion. Okay, so on the other hand, if an individual organism is going to create more individuals, a lot of its energy will be spent in the process. So why should an individual organism waste energy on the process it does not need to stay alive? So whatever the answer of this question, it is obvious that we notice organism because they reproduce. If there were to be only one or non-reproducing member of a particular kind, it is so doubtful that we would have noticed its existence. Okay, they are saying means if there is a single number of organism is present in this world, so how we are going to see that organism? Okay, so it is the large number of the organism belongs to a single species that bring them to our notice, right? That's why we are able to notice that organism. How do we know that two different individual organism belongs to the same species? Okay, so usually we says that this is because they look similar to each other. Okay, just like mosquito and mosquito, right? They look similar to each other. Thus, reproduction organisms create new individuals that look very much like themselves. Okay, so this is the basic concept. Now we'll start with, do organisms create extra copies of themselves? Okay, so this is our next topic. So organisms look similar because their body designs are similar, right? If body designs are to be similar, the blueprint of these designs should be similar. Thus, reproduction is its most basic level, which involve making copies of the blueprint of the body design. So in our previous chapter, you have learned that the chromosome in the nucleus of a cell containing information for inheritance of feature from parents to the next generation and in the form of DNA, that is deoxyribonucleic acid molecule, right? So they are saying that we having the genetic information, or we can pass by the help of DNA to our next generation, right? So the DNA is the cell nucleus, is the information source for making proteins also, right? If the information is changed, different protein will be made. So different protein will eventually lead to altered body design. It can also make change the design of body. So, therefore, a basic event in reproduction is the creation of a DNA copy. Cell use chemical reaction to build copies of their DNA. This create two copies of the DNA in reproducing cell, and they will need to be separate from each other. However, keeping one copy of the DNA in the original cell and simply pushing the other on the would not work, right? So that is why we having two number of DNAs. Okay, so because the copy pushed out would not have any organized cellular structure for maintaining the life process. Therefore, DNA copy is accompanied by the creation of additional cellular apparatus, and then the DNA copy separate, each with its own cellular apparatus. Effectively, a cell device to give rise to a two cell, means by the help of the DNA copy, right, the cell can divide and give rise to the two cells, two individual cells. In this way we having two number of cells, individual cells. Okay, So these two cells are of course similar. Obviously they are similar because they belongs to a same species, है ना? So but are they likely to be absolute identical, right? Is they absolute identicals? This is our next question. Okay, so the answer of this question will depend on how accurately the copying reaction involved occur, means the way of copying reaction, right? No biochemical reaction is absolute reliable. Therefore it is only to be accepted that the process of copying the DNA will have some variation each time, means that the time of copying you have the variation in your DNA. As a result, the DNA copy generate will be similar but not maybe identical to the original, right? मतलब you have two number of cells. Okay, first is your original and second is your just a DNA copy. Okay, in this way you will get to know that you having two different or two individual cells. Okay, so next topic is the importance of variation, means why the variation is important. Okay, so you all know that population of the organism fill well defined place or niches in the ecosystem also. So using their ability to reproduce, the consistency of DNA copying during the reproduction is important for the maintenance of the body design feature that also allow the organism to use that particular niches, and reproduction is therefore linked to the stability of the population of the species, है ना? It also defines the population of that species. Okay, so however, niches can change because of the reason beyond the control of the organism. It cannot be controlled, right? So temperature on the earth can go up and down. Water level can vary, means anytime the temperature and also the water level can vary or can change, है ना? But this if there were a population of bacteria living in the temperature water, okay, and if the water temperature were to be increased by global warming, most of these bacteria would die, है ना, because of changing in the temperature, right? But the few variants resistance to the heat would survive and grow further, right? Means some of the bacteria would be died, but some, those who can survive in that temperature, they can be live, right? So variation is thus useful for the survival of species over the time. That's why we needed variation, because there are number of species that can be die, but some of the species only live, so alive, right? So how we get to know that this species is very less or very rare? So that is why the process of variation is needed, so that the species can form number of the copies, right? And the same species we get to know. Is it clear? That's why we need, because that is the reason variation is very important. Okay, so our next topic is fission. Fission. Okay, so what is fission? So for unicellular organism, okay, unicellular means a single number of cell. Okay, so for unicellular organism, cell division, or we can say fission, okay, leads to the creation of new individual, means by the help of one individual they can create a number of cell. Okay, here this is the structure, you can see this diagram, amoeba. Okay, so many different patterns of fission have been observed. So many bacteria and protozoan simply splits into two equal halves during cell division. In organisms such as amoeba, you can see here, right? So the splitting of two cells during division can take place in any plane. So here you can see this is the single number of amoeba by the help of cell division, means jo amoeba is a unicellular organism, and that unicellular organism can divide its body by it is known as the fission, है ना? And by the process of fission it can divide and form another number of cell, right? Okay, we having another example, that is planaria. Okay, no, this is leishmania. Okay, so however some unicellular organism shows somewhat more organism of their bodies. Okay, means more than a number, so such as seen in the leishmania, which is also called as kala azar. Okay, so which have a weep like structure. You can see in A point, this is a weep like structure at one end of the cell. In such organism, binary fission occurs in a definite orientation in relation to these structure. Means you can see this is a single leishmania, right? So inside it a single number of cell is present, that why it is coming inside the species of unicellular, right? Unicellular organism. And after some process, means after the process of binary fission, it can divide itself into number of individuals, right? You can see here, means by the process of means after the process of binary fission we get two number of leishmania. So we have another example, that is this is multiple fission in plasmodium. How? So other single cellular organism such as malaria parasite. Okay, so plasmodium divided into many daughter cells. You can see here there are number of daughter cells are present, so that cells simultaneously by multiple fission. It is a type of fission in which the plasmodium can occurs by the multifission. Okay, so this is the another example of multifission in the plasmodium. Okay, so in how it works. Okay, so you can see by next topic you can understood that fragmentation. Okay, so what is fragmentation? In multicellular organism with relatively simple body organisms, a simple reproductive method can still work. Okay, for example, simple breakup into a small pieces upon maturation. Means if a simple cell get mature, okay, so these pieces of fragmentation grow into new individual. Means a single cell can divide it and form number of individual. So this is not true for all the multicellular organism. Means it is not possible in all the, but some of them. Okay, so they cannot simply divided cell by cell. Okay, the reason is that many multicellular organism is we have seen not simply a random collection of the cell, specialized cell are organized as a tissue. So and tissue are organized into the organism. They are explaining you the process. Okay, means first of all the specialized cell are organized into a tissue, and after the tissue is are organized into a organs, right, which then have to be placed as a definite position in the body. In such a carefully organization situation, cell by cell division would be impractical, and multicellular organism therefore need to use more complex ways of reproduction. Okay, so they can reproduce their self in multiple process. A basic strategy used in multicellular organism is that different cells type performing different special functions. Okay, means if there are number of cells, multi means more than a number, right? So multi in a number different type of cell can perform any type of special function. Okay, there is no need of simple or we can say a multifission. Okay, they can perform any type of function. Okay, so this is known as fragmentation. Now our next topic is regeneration. Okay, so what is regeneration? Many full differentiated organisms have the ability to give rise to a new individual organism from their body part, right? Means a single organism can means from their any part of the body they can reproduce a new individual organism. Now how? Okay, so that is if the individual is somehow cut or broken up into many pieces. Okay, so many of these pieces grow into separate individual. Means if I'll show you the example. You can see and can understand by this diagram. This is the regeneration in planaria. Okay, so you can see in this structure, this is a single planaria. If it cuts its body into a head and middle portion and in tail, so all the portion can separate and form an individual, you can see. So for example, simple animal like hydra and also planaria, I told you है ना, can be cut into any number of the piece and each piece grows into a complete organism. This is known as regeneration. Okay, so regeneration is carried out by a specialized cell. Okay, so this cell like can make large number of the cells, means a single cell can make large number of cells, and this is why they can easily complete the individual. Okay, now second is our budding. Okay, so what is budding? Okay, so this is the budding in hydra. I'll tell you what is budding. So organisms such as hydra use regenerative cell for reproduction in the process of budding. Okay, so in hydra a bud develop as an outer growth. You can see here in this bud, in the first diagram है ना, there is a small bud है ना, which is going to take place due to the repeated cell division at one specific site. These buds develop into a tiny individual. You can see in the second, in the middle part है ना, this is occurring and this is a tiny individual. Okay, and when fully matured, means after it get full matured, you can see in the last one, fully matured detect from the parent body and become a new independent or individual. Okay, means when it get full matured, it can leave the body of the parent. Okay, so this is known as the process of budding in hydra. So we'll have our next topic, that is vegetative propagation. So what is vegetative propagation? So there are many plants in which parts like the root, stem and leaf develop into new plants. Okay, under appropriate conditions. So unlike in most of the animals, plants can indeed use such a mode of the reproduction. Now how? So this property of vegetative propagation is used in the method such as layering or grafting to grow many plants. Okay, I'll tell you what is layering and grafting. Okay, so in many plants such as sugarcane, rose or grapes for the agriculture purpose. I'll tell you the example of rose. Like you can take rose from anyone's house. Okay, means the stem of the rose है ना, and you can put into your house, right? That stem can grow and convert into a plant, right? So this is the process. This is known as the cutting and grafting. So plant raised by vegetative propagation, and this process is coming in the under the topic of vegetative propagation. Okay, so plant raised by vegetative propagation can bear flowers and fruit earlier than those produced from the seeds, means as compared to seeds they can grow earlier, right? So such method also make possible the propagation of plants such as banana, orange, rose and jasmine that have lost of the capacity to produce seeds. Okay, you have seen that inside of orange, or we can say a banana we can't able to see any type of seed, so they have lost the capacity to produce seeds, right? So this is also an example of vegetative propagation. Another advantage of vegetative propagation is that all the plant produce are genetically similar enough to the parent plant to have all its characteristics. Okay, so I'll also tell you one more example. You can see this is the leaf of bryophyllum with bud. Okay, so similarly bud produce in the notches along the leaf margin of bryophyllum and falls on the soil, means this is the bud है ना, so this bud will fall down on the soil and develop into a new plant. This is also another advantage of vegetative propagation. Okay, so our next topic is spore formation. So what is spore formation? So it is a method in asexual reproduction it generally happens in non-flowering plant. So those who are non-flowering plants such as fungi and bacteria. In fungi and bacteria, in this the parent plant generate thousands of the spores which individually grow in a plant, and these spores are microscopic and round in the shape. You can see these spores are round in the shape and grow in suitable condition, means in the same way they can grow anywhere. So this is known as spore formation. Here you having some question answers related to these topics. Okay, thank you.